Can't believe people watch this shit. We've been up here 4 nights now. 2 nights at the other side of the valley, and then 2 nights here. We are going to be moving on tomorrow, and we are going to be leaving the national parks and the mountains down towards the coast region. From there we'll make his way along towards Fethiye, Olodenice, sort of like the tourist areas, which anyway, it's going to be great to get some internet. I've got 4 videos ready for uploading, so we can get them uploaded and get you guys viewing. But yeah, you can see why there are some periods of time when, you know, we've got no internet, we don't upload, because we're in places like this, and it is absolutely beautiful. We've got a mountain range over in the back there. We've got another couple of mountain ranges just behind the truck there, and it's very nice. We're on a logging track here. Not much happens. This is the most entertainment we get on a day, and that's watching the cows. We've got I think there's 2 or 3 logging wagons which will be coming past at some point. On average there's about 4, maybe 8 cars a day come past this way, so we're well out in the sticks. But yeah, what a beautiful place this is. And of course, having a truck where we can stop out in the wild for, you know, over a week is fantastic, really. Come on, I've got the bucket. I got the bucket, got my neck knife, and I've promised to take Helen, not for lunch as such, but yeah, we're going to get his lunch. And for a minute there, she thought I was talking about going and getting a cow. What are you doing, cows? I don't know what these are. These look like they're a different variety. This is where one of us slips over.
Oh, they're beauties, aren't they?
Fair old size as well.
Pick them or take them back and
Don't know what they are neither.
identify them.
Oh, yeah, obviously you've got to be spot on with identifying mushrooms and fungus, and we're no experts. Definitely can recognise the what are these ones?
Parasol.
Parasol. And the penny buns aren't too bad, although we haven't found any of those yet. Sort of like missed out in sort of like the Czech Republic area. But yeah, woodland is a great place to start looking, and I think this woodland is going to be just covered in mushrooms. So we're going to pick these parasols, and we're having these for lunch, because they do tend to shrink down quite a lot. So we'll just have these wee eggs and maybe a bit of bread. Could do with a foraging basket. A little bit better than the Aldi bucket. So we're just having a walk around this hillside looking for more mushrooms, and we just come across some pig poo, or what looked like pig poo, wild boar that is, and just mentioned to Helen she got a couple of cameras set up the top there. It may be worthwhile this afternoon coming down this side and maybe setting some cameras up down here. Just find a path back up to the top, yeah. Flip-flops and sandals are not the best footwear for woodland. Right, we've got a few more fungi. We need to identify these, and the rule is if you're not sure, you don't eat them. So that's what we've got in the basket. There's 4 of the big ones and 4 unidentified yet, so we'll check them out and then we'll see whether we can eat them or not. But like I say, if you're in doubt, miss out. Good morning. Well, we spent an extra night here, so I think we've been up here 6 or 7 nights now. 6 I think it is, but I mean, can you blame us? Helen caught some wild boar on a trail camera. So we stayed an extra night basically. But today we've got to push off. The toilet wants emptying, and we're down to about 13% on us water. So we need to really move off from here today. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. But yeah, it's been nice and cool, damp in the morning, and we got woke up this morning with cows actually headbutting the truck. They're trying to get to the grass underneath the camper there, and yeah, we got woke up with cows headbutting the truck this morning. So I ain't complaining neither. I ain't complaining. But yeah, so we're leaving here this morning and we're gonna head towards the coast. We'll just be west of Marseille when we see the sea again. Our first protocol this morning was to find a bin, which we did straight away after coming out off the forestry track. And then second mission, we're going to find a water point, which we have done. I will go through all our water system on another video, but we normally use the shrinky type hose pipe, which is great when the water pressure is high. However, I did think about this before we left England, and I've bought just some very cheap B&Q blue stuff, what's already expanded. The water pressure here in Turkey can be a little bit low, and what we're finding, or what we did find out initially, we're using the stretchable hose pipe. We haven't got enough pressure at the tap, so by the time it gets to the tank, there's very little pressure coming out. So the blue standard hose pipe is working a treat. Okay, we've been waiting for the water about half an hour, and then we decided to check on the water level, and yeah, we're at 31%. So just we're sacking this one off and going to the next one. We're still quite high up in the mountains, so the water pressure ain't going to be great, but that seemed to alright, but obviously not good enough. Right, to the next one. Well, the shade will move around here today, but he did say left for some reason, didn't he? I don't know why he was.
Would you like these in toilets or
Yeah.
showers or something? It's taps,
Yeah. Good morning. I filmed this last night, but I think it was a little bit too dark that you couldn't see it. So we've come down from the mountains to the coastline. Temperatures straight up into the 30s, so it's a little bit too warm. But we pulled on this Turkish campsite, a little bit different to the UK campsites. Here, it's just like anything goes really. But at least the shade. So before we leave today, we are emptying the grey and filling up the water. You'll also notice we've got the electric cabling. When we arrived here yesterday, the power was off, all the electric to the campsite. I don't know whether it was you know, the entire area, or whether we were just working on the campsite here, because we were doing something with the cable just here. There were no power on, so we were very kindly letting people boil the kettles from our camper, because you could see them walking around with the electric cables trying to work out what were happening, and yeah, there were no electric there. So yeah, so we're helping people with, you know, the electric kettles and things like that. So before we leave this morning, we did a load of washing yesterday as well, 5 or 6 loads of washing, hence me emptying the grey now. But yeah, before we leave this morning, we're going to warm up as hot water, make sure the batteries are fully charged. They have been anyway, but yeah, just get everything filled up and ready for the off. So we're going to be going along the coastline. We will eventually go back up into the mountains before we reach Fethiye. The coastline tends to go around a little bit, and the mountains is more direct route, even though there's no such thing as a direct route in the mountains. But the road behind is a coastal road, what you can just see there, and that is a little bit like a racetrack. So not that I mind driving on that, it's just I prefer to be up in the mountains where it's a little bit cooler. Come on. So yeah, that's his plan. Make sure everything's all tip top, fully laden, and then we're gonna eventually go back into the mountains, maybe spend a few days up there before we actually end up at Fethiye. .30 degrees and it's 9:15. Yeah, so it's 30 degrees and it's 9:15, and we've got no shade whatsoever. So campsite, I forgot to mention, it was around about €9 to stop there for the night, and that was including electric. Like I said, we didn't need electric, but it was nice to have water on tap so we could do quite a lot of washing and so on. After all, we've been up in the mountains for a good week or so, so we come down to this place, and lesson learnt not to trust Google Maps or Street View. This here is just wasteland. It was just like a dirt track coming around, a couple of bushes, a couple of parking spaces, ideal to camp. Well, we turned up yesterday, and as you can see, there's hotels here, there's a shower block behind me and everything. So nevertheless, we've still got parked here. We're parked in front of the Garrison Hotel. Went in there for a meal last night, which was great, and we managed to get their Wi-Fi. So we've actually managed to upload a video overnight, which were great, because it's the first, I want to say, I like to say decent, but Turkish standards, no, it's not decent internet at all, but we managed to get a video uploaded. So yes, it's getting warm, so we're going to push on now, and we're going to push on rather than following the coastal road around. We're going to actually go up into the mountains again. It's going to be we're going to be climbing up to well above 1,000 meters, so hopefully it's going to be much cooler up there, a little bit of wildlife, and we may end up spending a few days up there. So so yeah, we're sort of like cutting across the mountains rather than going around them. So come on then, let's get a move on. Right, here we are. Mountain camp, first night. We're at about 980 meters, 980. So we are quite high up. This is the main road. This is actually a new road coming through, and we've pulled off there onto this little bit of a siding. Helen's down there putting out a couple of cameras, wildlife cameras. I'll spin you round this way and then you can see. We got here earlier, absolutely red hot, so hence we stopped in the shade of the tree. And then sort of like over the period of the afternoon, we've had wind. It's dulled over, then come sunny again, then dulled over, and we've had a thunderstorm. You can see the road down there. Through, and this is where we are. We pulled here at lunch just because it looked like a great view, cool breeze as well, and we've just leveled up the truck for the third time. We've had to dig the back wheel down, which is like digging in concrete. We've took that down a couple of inch, and we've put the number 3 block at the front on top of a number 2 block, I call it. So we've lifted the front wheel by 5 inch. So, but it's nice and level now. So when we came here earlier, we had like an ibex type goat. In fact, there were several of them. There must be about a dozen down here. I went for a walk around here and disturbed them. So Helen's got a wildlife camera, one down there somewhere, one over this side, and then she's just gone down here to put one down here somewhere because there's a lot of paths coming through here. So we're possibly going to stop here just one night, but us being us, we may end up here being here 2 nights. And this is it. This is the camp. I've put the awning out. Because, well, you can see what the clouds are like just here. And we've come not far, 30, I mean, it's only been about 30 some kilometers, and just right in the distance there, right down in the valley where it's still a little bit sunny, is where we've come from. This morning, as you know, when we set off, 9:15, 9:30, it was 30 degrees down there. Up here now, it's, I'm going to guess, maybe in the low 20s, which is nice. And we're both suffering from the campsite. We're both suffering from sandfly bites on our feet. They're not too bad now because of the temperature, but they're yeah, this morning we woke up, both of us, like itching his feet like you do. So yeah, it was a relatively short drive, but this is where we've come, and you know, it's much cooler up here. Going to cook on fire tonight, an open fire, and like I said, I've put the awning out just in case it does rain, because last night we were sat down in the town down there watching an absolute epic thunderstorm, and it must have been from this area. Got a couple of high points, we've got a pylon up there, power line, and we've got these high peaks here. So if it thunderstorms like it did last night and it's in this area, we could be in for a bit of a show tonight, so we'll see. Like I said, hoping to spot wildlife down there. We've also got this across the road here, got this little bit of a valley, and yeah, we may get wildlife there. So we're just about to start cooking tea. In the next half an hour, I'm going to light the fire. Like I said, Helen's down here. Somewhere, can't see her. So yeah, this is it. This is mountain camp number 1. Right, I'll put you down. And this is what I'll talk about this morning. Set off, lovely and sunny. Then it started clouding over, and now we've got thunder and lightning. No rain yet. A few drops, but nothing major. But we're in, heading up to late September now, so I know I've probably spent the last I don't know how many episodes, 10 episodes complaining it's been too warm, and now it's like I'm getting ready for putting my boots on. You can see the hill behind is completely gone. Winter is on its way.